Oh, hi there. My name is Jay Munoz, one of the co-founders of Assets for Life. I had a very, very special guest today to introduce to you. Just to give you a little background, I worked with Lester Hanley about 5 years ago during my corporate life at ISG. Lester is a guru of what he does, and I'm going to let him explain what exactly he does for us.
My primary role is to look at businesses and try and work out how they work or how they should work, and then help the business align their procedures and processes so they can deliver efficiency into their business and ultimately they're more profitable.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that introduction. So what we're doing today here, guys, is we have been running obviously for 3 years, and we thought it's a really good time to step back and analyze what we're doing, analyze all our processes. At the minute, we only have, let's say, a bullet point process. We want it to be more clear in that front. So that's why we're hiring the specialist. So today, basically, Lester basically came to our office, met the key members of staff, and we're looking at that procedures. So at the minute, if I let you explain what we're doing, Lester is going to take over and let us know exactly how would you do that for your own business so you can replicate, and also we'll let you know how the end product will look like. So I'm going to hand it over to Lester, and he will let you know exactly what we did today and the methodology that you use, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. The first thing we did, we had a discussion about the products, what your business produces. So what's the end result? What's the thing which your customers are buying from you? And you can identify the business streams that are required. Then it's to take one step right back. And if you look at any business, they go through a few very simple stages. One, for all intents and purposes, is just looking for work. The next one is winning that work. And the third one is delivering that work. And finally, the aftercare service that you provide to your clients. So from that simple 4-step flow chart, we then start to interrogate each one. And the way we did that was just literally having conversations and producing post-it notes. So we talked through each of the stages, the looking for work, winning work, delivering the work, and just captured from the key members of staff that do it, how they actually produce it. Having done that, I can then take these away and put it into a format which will suit best Jay's business.
Absolutely, yeah, that was key. So basically today, guys, we started, just to give you a heads up, one idea of what we do today, look for work. In all our business streams, property streams of income, we just went back, step back and say, how do we approach agents, right? Some things like that. How do we approach clients? How do we approach joint venture partners? So we can look for work, look for new opportunities. And then we move into win work. What exactly do we need to do? Once we do that process, like surveys, for an instance, we're looking at buying a site, what steps do I actually need before I procure that site, before I complete, on a purchase? And then from then, I went to delivery of work, exactly what I need to do for all the different strategies, rent to rent. We went through small refurbs. We also went through big delivery projects, commercial conversions. Everything is in here. All the possible scenarios are in here. And then we went into the aftercare as well. What do we do afterwards? So I brought my manager here as well, one of our managers here that does all the maintenance, property maintenance. And she had a great input in this section, so where we went into detail were exactly what we needed to have a complete process, if that makes sense. And then at the end, we just went into the other ideas on education and what we do in property maintenance wise. So yeah, that was a great exercise that I thoroughly enjoyed today. And thank you, Lester, for helping us out. And at the end, guys, I'll let Lester explain exactly what we're going to get. So I'm just going to hold this chart for you guys, and then he's going to explain how's that going to look after all of this, yeah?
What I'm doing then is capturing all the thoughts and good ideas which have come out and identifying the process that happens throughout that section of the business. And then with all the other notes and bits and pieces, we can start to think about, well, for that step of the process, what does the staff member need to know? So you can start to write procedures which again support the process. And you can also add any guidance or any templates which are useful for the person doing that particular job. And finally, the thing to think about is you need to manage the business. You need to put controls in the business. You need to set governance. Governance which can mean that you can step back a bit as the senior manager and start to look at developing your business rather than the actual running, because the governance controls are in place to make sure that the procedures are followed.
Absolutely, thank you very much. So yeah, so basically this is where we want to get, guys. Once we finish this process, you know, we're going to have everything documented, right? Organized, you know, for an instance, if we need a template for a particular, let's say, step, is going to be there. And you're going to get access to that at that point as well. At the minute, we have that, but we are putting it in a sequence so it's all understandable, easy to read, and easy to understand. So if we're at any given point, let's say I'm away, or Liam is away, or key members of staff are away, there is also a procedure, you know, to follow, and you know, we can delegate better. Right, okay guys. So yeah, so that was basically more or less the aim for today, while we're here today, the first day. Now what's going to happen is Lester is going to go away and put that into more, and you know, something like that, I suppose. And then we're going to review. And once it's ready, we're going to just, you know, hand it over to you guys for you to utilize as well, because that will improve your business. It's pretty much what you want to achieve anyway as an entrepreneur, you know, something like this, systems in place, okay? So thank you so much for listening. I hope that was useful. And I thank you, Lester, for coming. And I look forward to continue to working with you.
Indeed.
All the best. Cheers, bye.